talk to you?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Hey,
can.
y'all. Okay, so I'm going to pause, y'all. This is Terry. She is a lawyer, and she has sat through every day of the trial. And I think you predicted that he would get her about this time,
I
right?
did. I did. I don't know how good it is to predict things because you're not always right. But I actually, at the end of the day, when both sides are a little disappointed, you know you made the right decision. So the judge said that pre-sentence investigative report was spot on, and he looked at that recommendation. The minimum by the probation department, the PSR, was 5 years and 10 months. The maximum was 7 years and 3 months. The judge came back a little bit less than that. And so that's a good sign for Diddy. Obviously the prosecution was asking for 11 years and 3 months, and the defense was asking for 14 months. Neither one of those, the judge said, was reasonable because the prosecution did not take into account the mitigating factors,
Right.
and the defense did not take into account the aggravating factors. So he really basically just looked at the probation department's PSR, went by that, went a little less, and I frankly think it is a reasonable result.
Yeah. What was the tension like in the room? You were inside the courtroom. I was in the overflow room.
I was
So-
I was not only inside the courtroom, for whatever reason, several of us were able to go into the jury box, and I was in seat number 1.
I seen people's feet in the jury box. I thought that was the sketch artist. That was you guys. Okay.
That was my feet.
Okay. Yeah.
I have
'Cause
never
in the camera angle, we could see into the
jury box.
Anyways, go ahead.
So
We just can't see faces, but go ahead.
exactly. So honestly, this is the closest view I've ever had. The attorneys, when they made their arguments, were standing literally as close as you are right now. Because as I said, I was in seat number 1. And I could see Sean Combs, I could see his reaction. When the children came up to speak, oh my gosh, they were crying. And I was literally sitting right there. Everything they said impacted me. I've got to say, I'm supposed to be.
It was.
It was
touching.
hard. It was very emotional. I'm supposed to be objective as a journalist, as a lawyer, but it got to me. I had to pull out a tissue because it was that difficult. Because they personalized it. You understood how hard it was for them to be without their dad. They were without their mom, Kim, who passed away. And so they told the judge the impact. One thing I really liked about Judge Subramanian, he talks to everyone. So he made it very clear that he greatly appreciated what the kids had to say. And he also spoke to Cassie and Jane as the victim, saying that it was very important that they came forward, that they made a difference as far as women coming forward is concerned. But at the end, he also spoke to Sean Combs and said, I hope that you can take this. I know you must be in a difficult place right now, but, I hope you continue to do what you're doing in terms of teaching and giving back to the community. So I love the way he addressed all of the parties and made sure that they all understood why he gave the sentence that he gave. It had to be serious. It had to take into account deterrence. It had to take into account the public and making sure that the public is safe.
And the impact on his family, how it would impact them.
Correct, all of those factors, and I actually think he came out right, or right around, and I did predict, the 3 to 5, so 4.2, and then he'll get time served, and that's a year, and he'll get, if he continues to have good behavior, there's the 85-15% rule where he'll get a 15% reduction.
Okay.
So that's a few months, whatever that is, and so it's 4.2, but really 3.2, and then a little less than that because of good behavior, as long as he continues to have good behavior. So it's reasonable. It's a serious offense.
Yeah.
I know they wanted a lot less, but
Okay, so my next question to Terry is going to be about Diddy's lawyer, Nicole Westmoreland. So if you guys didn't really pay close attention to the case, I don't want you guys to be lost as to who I'm talking about. Nicole Westmoreland is an attorney out of Atlanta. She joined in on the case with Brian Steele. She did a phenomenal job in cross-examining Don Richard. She made Don look like a fool, and she's a really good lawyer. However, she did basically each one of Diddy's lawyers, they did a plea to the court as to why he should be let out on time served. And when she was giving her plea to the court, she was crying. She was saying how his words changed her life and how like she's forever going to be changed from some seminar that she went to. It was over the top. She was crying all throughout it, but I was in the overflow room, so like we can see the video of what's going on in the court, but it's not zoomed in so close to her face to where I couldn't see if actual tears were coming down, but she was like making a crying sound. So now let's see what Terry has to say. What did you think about how emotional it was for Nicole?
Mixed feelings. She personalized it. I'm being lawyer like.
She's being political because I thought it was a mess. But go ahead.
I was literally right next to her. There weren't tears flowing, but
so there was no tears because I just kept hearing.
Yes, she was sniffling.
Okay.
So there's a lot of sniffling, but I think it was a wet sniffle, if I might tell your audience, meaning that she was choked up. It didn't come out the eyes, but it was. I've had those.
Because I couldn't see if like, you know, in the overflow, you can't see like the tears running down, but she was like,
the children.
It just seemed performative to me.
The children, tears all over the place. They had to blow their nose and dry their eyes. I would say for Nicole, it was a little bit performative, but she did get choked up. I think that the little bit of choking up was real. She made it too personal, though. You're not supposed to, as the lawyer, relate back to your own experience. She related back to her,
talking to him every day.
Yes. And she said that, she saw him speak once and that had an impact on her, and, and then she got choked up. So I don't think the judge thought about it.
I was like, girl.
Yeah, girl.
What are you doing?
Girl.
What is happening right now? This is crazy.
It was
because, I'm so used to seeing Nicole be such a strong and assertive lawyer.
Yes.
So when she did it, to me, it didn't feel genuine. Yeah. It felt, on my other live, I said it felt like she was doing like a Tubi reenactment.
Right.
It was like so over the top to me.
Here's the other thing. It just kept going on and on and on. It wasn't just a short emotional choke up. It just kept going on. I was like, pull it together now. Maybe you got a little choked up, but you're the lawyer here, so you got to pull it together. So, I got a little choked up with the kids. And I literally pulled myself together because I was like, okay, I'm the journalist, I'm the lawyer. I'm not supposed to be like crying over here when the kids are giving their, recitation. And I knew I was so close to them, I was worried that somebody would see me. So I pulled I didn't have any tears, nor did I have any snot. I pulled myself together, but I
love Terry, y'all.
I was letting you know I didn't have to like, ugh. But I did have to pull it together. But anyway, so.
So tell the people what were you going to say? You were going to ask me a question?
No, I was going to say it's so good to see you out here.
It's good to see you too, Terry. Yes. It's such a pleasure to talk to you all the time.
That's why I stopped. I was like, there's my girl, so. They can always reach me on Terry D. Austin, TerriD Austin, at Terry D. Austin, on all the socials, pretty much.
Okay. So Terry Austin, what network are you reporting
I'm everywhere, but
okay.
Today I was on News Nation and also on Reuters. So, I go wherever they call.
Where the money reside. Well, all right, thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate you.
I'm supposed to hug on lives, but
yes. I love you too. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. I love Terry, y'all. She's so down to earth. Like, when I was here from during the trial, like Terry was like that mama bear that was just looking out for everybody because there was a lot going on in the lines. This was when I was like actually like showing up in the morning trying to get in the main courtroom. So there was like 1 week where I was getting into the main courtroom every day. So I had to show up at like 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning, the crazies are out. It was a lot going on. And Terry was like so sweet. She was so sweet. So I love Terry. She used to be on Law and Crime, but now she be going around. What'd you think of? Did you see Nicole Westmoreland?
Yes, that was a mess.
Yeah, just tell. What did you think about Nicole? Because I've been telling him that was crazy.
That was a mess. She put on a performance, okay? She went and cried. And it was the moment when she had said, he was giving a speech, and he said, don't ever stop dreaming. Just don't forget to wake up. And that right there changed my life. I
looked up at the thing. I said, "Girl, really?
Yes.
Are we doing this today?"
Yes, girl. So that was why my thing don't go like this. I'm gonna talk to you about something later. But anyway, yeah. So Nicole Westmoreland, she played a game. But I will say this though, I believe that Diddy. I think the 4 years is cool, and I believe his story, and I believe he wrote that himself.
I think he did a good speech.
I think his speech was great.
Yeah, I think he did a good speech, and I think it felt genuine.
It felt genuine. I believed it. I believed him.
Yeah,
I
I
literally
believed
believed
him
him.
way over Nicole. Nicole,
Yeah,
I was
didn't
like,
believe Nicole at all. But I did cry.
with Nicole?
When Christian and
The
daughter
kids.
said-
Oh, okay.
Not
yeah,
all the
yeah.
kids. Quincy didn't make me cry. Quincy, if he would have been the only one to speak, I'd have been like, lock that nigga up, because he had attitude. Comes too aggressive. Justin was just kind of like, okay, I just got to say something. But Christian, you can tell, loves his dad. He's like probably the most loved kid out of everybody, the boys. I feel like he's connected in the family the most. The other ones, the two guys, I don't know. The energy's off. But, and then the girls. Mm-hmm. I cried. I cried a little.
They were sad. It was sad for them.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry for the girls though, but it was sad.
What up? Yeah.
I didn't cry for the girls, but it was sad.
You
Everybody.
didn't cry?
No.
What up? Yeah.
I got more choked up when Diddy talked than the girls, because I thought I felt like.
I hate my life.
I think I predicted that the girls were gonna do that though. I knew that they were gonna cry,
Yeah.
so it was like I knew. I don't know. So it was different. I didn't expect Diddy's speech to like. I'm like, okay, well he really seemed like I'm fighting for my life, Judge.
Yes, and he was. He honestly was.
Yeah. He
And
was
so-
given like one of those, this is my last bat, this is my last swing, this
I
is my
believe him
fight.
though. But he said I would never hit another person a day in my life again. I kind of gagged.
You thought he was lying?
I think he might have changed though, but I don't know, because then I just feel like the judge was like, all right, since the jury didn't get it right, I'm gonna get this mama right. Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
Yeah, so.
But all right, boo.
All right.
I'm gonna see you on the other side.
Peace
Drinks
out.
on you tonight.
Not on me, child. All right.